So our next problem is even or odd number. Let's kill this title first and try to get the logic. So the even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8 and this goes up to infinity, and the odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7 and they also go up to infinity. Now what do we get insights from it? So if the number is divisible by 2, then we can say the number is even, and if the number is not divisible by 2, it is odd, and we all know that. But how do we check whether a number is divisible by 2 or not? So in traditional way, in our school, what we used to do, let's say for even number, so this is even section and this is odd section. Now let's say the even number is 8 here. Now if we want to divide this number by 2, how do we do it? So let's say 8 by 2, let's remove this 8 now. So now let's do one thing. We can do like 8 divided by 2. So 2 4s are 8 and the remainder is 0. Now we can say this number is perfectly divisible because the remainder is 0. Now ultimately we will need to find this remainder, and in the odd, right, let's say the number is 5 and if we want to divide it by 2, so 2 2s are 4 and we have a remainder 1. Okay, so further we cannot reduce it. Okay, now we will ultimately need to find the remainder of it, and by that, if the remainder is 0, then we can say the number is divisible by 2, and then we can say the number is even. And if the number if the remainder is other than 0, then it is not divisible by 2 and it is odd. Okay, now this is completely simple. Now we will going to write the pseudocode for it. Now let's say we have number equal to 15 here. Now this is a manual input and this can be a user input. Okay, now there is a term modulo operator, that is this modulo sign, and this actually calculates or gives the remainder of any division. Okay, and this division operator actually gives you the quotient of it. We will add one condition. So if as I said, if is the conditional operator that is available in any programming languages, the syntax can be different. So if the number when divided by 2, now this will actually going to give us the remainder. Okay, now this is how we will check if the number is equal to 0. Now double equal to is the comparison operator. Okay, if it is equal to 0, then we can say the number is even. In the else section, we can simply say the number is odd because there are no edge cases. Okay, if the number is not even, it has to be odd. Okay, now this is the pseudocode for it. Now let's try to incorporate this into our actual code. Okay, now let's do the code of even or odd number, right? So here what I have done, I have declared a variable and asking user to input the variable. Okay, now what I will check if my number is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, if the number is divisible, that means that the remainder will be 0. Okay, remainder will be 0, and that's why we are checking if my number is perfectly divisible and the remainder is 0. That means the number is even. That means the number is even, and we will go into print. Okay, or in the else section, if this condition fails, that means the number is odd. Okay, so this is how the code will work. Now let's execute it. So I have CPH judge here, and let's create a problem. So the input will be, let's say input is 18. 18 is an even number, and expected should be what? We should get this number is even output, right? So let me write expected output. See, this is not necessary. This is not necessary. Let me run it and I will tell you. So the test case will be passed. Okay, so we had this expected output like this, number is even, and we got this output. So it checks whether the received output is equal to expected output or not, and if it is equal, then it will the test case will be passed, otherwise it will be failed. Okay, so you don't need to add every time this, just for checking, and if you try to run it, test case will fail, but we will have the correct answer. Okay, so you can also follow this. Okay, now let's try to give some odd number, okay, 19 or something like that. And if you try to use it or execute it, the number is odd. Now it's your time to do the code. Thanks for watching.